Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, good morning to everyone in Vienna and online, and thank you for joining the TTR Day. As the newly elected president of Forum Train Europe, I'm honored to welcome you on behalf of our FTE community, the community of freight and passenger railway undertakings of both incumbents and new entrants, but also the community of railway customers. The TTR Day has been a tradition for several years. It is the event where we all come together, representative of railway undertakings, infrastructure managers, regulators, policymakers and PSO authorities, basically almost the whole sector, and talk about the timetable process design of the future. The TTR Day is a great opportunity to discuss the state of the project, find common ground and to exchange ideas on how to move forward. This TTR Day is a special one, because TTR is finally becoming a reality. It is moving from the planning phase to the first signs of life. We see this in two ways. Firstly, we have infrastructure managers coming up with initial capacity strategies and models. When I look at them from a market perspective, I have to say it's a good start, but improvements are still needed, especially with regard to international coordination and the perimeter of the lines considered. All elements of TTR need to be implemented to bring a real market value. We therefore ask our IM colleagues to take our feedback seriously, learn from it, and help us to lead the rail sector into a good future. Secondly, the European Commission took TTR as the main input to its proposed EU regulation. This is a great sign and shows that if we all work together, we can really achieve something. The decision on the law that will determine our future for decades is now in the hands of the politicians. However, we can still advise and suggest what is realistic and what is market-driven. Once the regulation is final, it will be up to us as a sector to agree on how we are going to implement it and how we will overcome the famous devil in the detail. It is clear that the two associations, FTE and RNE, will remain the main drivers of TTR. We have different perspectives and we do not only have easy discussions, but the fact that we have a continuous dialogue is actually a strength for the whole sector, and we are often able to find common ground. A good example of this is the recent Common Understanding paper on market input, which I recommend for lecture. I would like to give you 2 points to take into the conference. I will call the first point customer first. When discussing about processes, obstacles and digital solutions, always bear in mind why we are doing all of this. We're doing this for our customers, be it passengers, companies that need goods moved by trains, freight forwarders or PSO authorities. In my company, we currently have a special campaign running to remind ourselves of who the true king or queen is. In every meeting room, there is one chair marked with an emoji. That emoji has a crown and is representing our customers. And the text is, "Thank you for thinking of me." In this way, we are reminded every minute of the meeting whom we do this for and who is funding what we are doing. This is what I ask you to do. Keep our customers at the top of your mind in every decision you take. The second point is market orientation. The draft regulation may require infrastructure managers to be more active in designing and pre-planning capacity. This can bring many benefits, but we also need to make sure that this capacity really meets the needs of the railway undertakings and their customers. People are changing their travel behavior. We're seeing there is still a strong increase in leisure traffic compared to before the pandemic. The freight sector, with its fierce inter- and intra-modal competition, is confronted with short-term and often changing needs of customers. The war in Europe means that freight flows change. This is why we need a certain flexibility, both in freight and passenger traffic. We also need to make sure that the pre-planned capacity fits to the RU's production concepts, because that is the key factor to keep rail costs at a competitive level. Otherwise, our customers are more likely to switch to trucks, buses and planes. Therefore, it is absolutely necessary that IAMs build this capacity based on active contributions from RUs and their customers and not the other way around. We need to identify the needs of our customers and do our best to build competitive schedules. To recap, Let's always keep our customers in mind, our common targets, and the fact that we have to design capacity management together as RUs and IMs together in a non-rigid but competitive way. This is how model shift can succeed. I wish you fruitful and good discussions and networking. And thank you all for assuring a bright future for rail in Europe.